I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Yeah, what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? Y'all already know what time it is. It's another day. I'm your brother, your friend, Sheikh Kari Goodman Bey, from the prestigious Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. Yes, I got my noble Mufti with me, Brian Hicks Bey. Peace, noble Brian. Peace, brother.
Peace, Sheik. Peace, fam.
Man, how your day, man? How your day, brother?
Absolutely divine and excellent. How about yours?
Man, same here, noble. Same here. No complaints my way. No complaints my way. I'm glad you had an amazing day.
Yes, sir.
Glad everybody had an amazing day. You know. So we just gonna do a little recap today. I know everybody may have had to work, or everybody's schedule is different. But I wanted to have a conversation with my brothers and sisters today, man. We can clear some things up, and what's understood shouldn't be that difficult to understand if we can explain it. So, right. Man, like I say, Noble Brian, today it should be we should be celebrating, man. That's all I'm saying, man. We should be celebrating. I want to go over two little pieces of information I shared. Actually, I'm gonna go over a few pieces of information, but we're gonna have this conversation, and the panel is open. Anybody can ask anything, long as it's pertaining to what we discussing. And I hope everybody keep their, keep your mind open, keep your understanding open. And when you're dealing with me, man, I'm not here to play no games. I'm not here to play no sovereign citizen game or no religious dogma games with no one. That's not my mission. You do whatever you do. I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I'm here to teach from my level of wisdom to my brothers and sisters how we understand and what we teach here at the BBT. So with that being said, Noble Brian, can you give us our Moorish American prayer if you don't mind, my brother?
Yes, sir. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Asha'ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. But like I said, we want to drop a little bit of wisdom today, man. It's only right to do that. When a lot of brothers are arguing, with more science is this, more science is that. The first thing I always like to tell people: have you ever been in a more science temple? Most people have not, Noble Brian. They have to be honest. Most brothers that we're gonna come across, they ain't been across no more science temples. Most of their stuff that they learned about more science temple come off the internet, and a lot of the stuff that you get off the internet is not even true.
Right.
A lot of people say, "Oh, all the temples have been infiltrated." Well, then I ask them, "Have you been to all the temples?" No. Well, have you been to the temples that's been infiltrated? No. So where you getting all this stuff from? The internet.
For real, with no context.
With no context. And then where we have to be honest, where brothers get this sovereign citizen stuff from these Negroes on the internet that's putting you back in slavery, that you think that you can fill a piece of paperwork out that is going to make you something. If your birth certificate is taxed to millions, why the person that's telling you that stuff, why they don't have the millions? If all this stuff is so good, why everybody not winning? Everybody doing the same thing on the internet. These so-called brothers and sisters, these paper terrorists. You know, Brian?
Yes, sir.
No matter if it's male or female, the language is the same. Somebody trying to sell you something to take my course, and you can buy your way out of this, or you can buy your way out of that. That's just not it. I challenge everybody to research Roger Elvig. I challenge everybody to research the Paradigm Group. I challenge everybody to do some simple research. No one over here is no Moroccan general. No one that you met on the internet with no feds on over here in the United States, I don't care where they at. They are not no damn Moroccan general. Who do you think made some Negro in the United States that you met on the internet through some Moroccan general? I'll wait, Brian.
Maybe somebody who ain't got them all.
So that's what I'm trying to make plain today. Brian said it. We're dealing with some individuals that don't have it all. And even though we're laughing at it, but this is the fact. You got a lot of women that say they some Sharifian officer on the internet. That's insanity. So I want us to be okay and be open with asking me questions, man, because we're not going to get to a level of understanding of righteousness if brothers don't ask questions and tell where they got that bull crap from. You are leading people in burning houses when you know something is wrong and you just hide it, and you don't help your friend or somebody that may be interested in the science, and they go all the way down that rabbit hole, Brian.
Right.
Peace, Noble Simeon.
Peace, Noble Simeon.
And I want brothers to be okay with this. I ask brothers, where are you getting this stuff from? Because brothers be thinking, oh, this stuff is true. Man, if it's so true, why you don't have nothing? I'll wait. Why these individuals selling you stuff and they say that you can get this, but you don't have nothing? You ain't thought about this stuff yet? I keep telling people this is an old European game. It's an old Roger Elvig game. What you mean? Everything that people be saying that they can fill some paperwork out and get some is all paper terrorist stuff. Not some, not a little, all of it. And then all these brothers say they love Bobby Hemmett, and Bobby Hemmett told y'all doing 9/11. During the towers, he told y'all, all y'all paper terrorists, Negro militia Moors going straight to jail. Don't pass go with that paper terrorist stuff. All y'all, everyone. And now today, these brothers done got on the internet and got totally out belligerent. It's only one science. There's only one temple. So I continue to ask brothers that, that look me up, Noble Brian, that get with me. I said, what are y'all looking for? Are you a paper terrorist? Because that's all I hear more is talking about. Oh, I can file this. You can't file nothing that's going to change your life. Please tell me. I'll wait. And if anybody say that paperwork stuff did something, none of their lives is different. They still poor. They still living with chicks on Section 8. They still going to work. They still working their hands to the bone. Every last one of them. Every one of them. None of them own no land. None of them own no houses. None of them own no libraries or no books. Nothing. So somebody got to tell me something, man. Because somebody lying. I mean, come on, y'all.
Right. I agree with you.
So all I'm asking when I have these conversations and brothers meet me, Brian, they don't want to say nothing. I say, oh, so y'all teaching people how to do what? Be criminals? Because what are y'all teaching? Well, I'm teaching people how to do what? No, to be criminals, because none of that stuff is more science. Show it. Show me that Noble Drew Ali taught anything that these Negroes doing on the internet. I'll wait. Because it's not more science. That's how you're going to go to jail. It's not more science. It's not.
Yeah, truth and falsehood is strangely mixed.
You see, Brian, and brothers that come listen to me and they'll jump back in the same mix and do the same criminal stuff. They'll listen to me, come to class and get with these fashion groups and start doing all that. Oh, I can file this piece of paperwork, or such and such Joe Blow or Joe Blow Empress said I can file this and I'm automatically be an Autobot. Or I'm gonna fill this up and the police gonna look at me different. Or I can stand with my feet out like Dark Green Duck and the law not gonna abide by me. Or I can get some fake ass badge that somebody printed for me and put an AA22 number on it like that means something. Come on, y'all gotta talk to me today, man.
It's long.
We saving lives. And if people new to this more science, it's only one science, only one temple. I'm from the temple. Anybody that say they a sheep, all you should be teaching is your nationality and your divine creed, unless you educated in any other field. If you're not, and then law is so many different areas of law: criminal law, local law, state law, federal law, indigenous people law and policy, criminal law. I mean, what labor laws? So, what is your expertise? Zilch, Brian. These are whole, and then these brothers talk about some Black Laws Dictionary. We don't even use Black Laws Dictionary in a court of law. You know why, Brian?
Why? Because it's just a book of terms.
It's just a book of terms. So these niggas are Black Laws 1. Man, it's Black Laws all the way to 10. So what is a whole bunch of Black Laws? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, I need Black Laws 4. Black Laws 4. No, you don't. Black Laws 4, Volume 4 ain't going to do nothing for you. There ain't no precedent of law, ain't no case number. All that stuff is just terms. And if you don't understand that, that's on you. You lost again. I be waiting on my brothers and sisters to think, what do you think that you're going to get from somebody off the internet that's going to change your life? Somebody got to answer that to me. Somebody got to answer that. Especially y'all brothers that do like, oh, I done claim my nationality with somebody on the internet. Tell me how you've done that. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm still waiting for brothers to answer that. How you claim your nationality with some Negro on the internet? I'll wait. I'm waiting for answers.
I can't answer that one. I don't think that's I ain't got no answer for that. Ain't got no answer for that one.
That's all. I'm just asking questions. When Moors come to me and I say, "Where are you getting this stuff from?" They won't say nothing. I say, "No, tell me where you getting this stuff from." They won't say nothing. I say, "Well, I got it on the internet." From who? Who? Because anybody you getting it from is not Moorish Science Temple of America. And if they are from the temple, they teaching you something totally crazy. People get a little bit of information and then hide it from people and then act like they got something to lead you down in the burning house. That's a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme. But people don't want to listen to what we're saying because they're criminals. Noble Brian, do you have that information I put in the text stream because I read it earlier about the first mayor in Chicago in 1985? You know what his name was?
Harold Washington.
And Harold Washington in 1985. Brian, I was only 8. How old was you? You probably weren't even born.
No, I was born in 1990.
Brian. And Moso was only 2. So here it is in 1985, Brian, that the mayor in Chicago declared a proclamation, told us that we were Moors. All this in history and law. You can easily research this. So why are we going around arguing and making a fuss of who we are and who we not? And it's easy on paper. You can go to any city hall. You can go to any mayor's office and ask them, before the Civil War, what were we called? These documents, the city hall have them. The city hall have them. And then we sent the proclamation declaration with all those different mayors in almost 12 states where they signed it, telling us that we Moors. The Declaration Proclamation signed. Like, I don't understand the argument.
Yep, that was in like 2011.
Yep, and earlier today, and I told people, if anybody want the information, I'll give it to you. Yeah. I'll give you information. This stuff is not hard. This is simple. This is in the record books for history. If you in South Carolina, Texas, anywhere, go to your city hall and ask with a calm voice, like our prophet told us. Ask and see what they say. You can get the records. Look up the CCRD, the County Clerk and Recorder of Deeds, and you can get the state booklet, how the temple set up. You can get that paperwork that I have, that 1099, telling you that ain't no trust fund at the end of the rainbow, that those lying sheiks said, that it ain't nothing but a religious affidavit. These is facts, man.
Shoot, I even had read that in Illinois, the House of Representatives, they had declared August Moorish American Awareness Month in 2022.
Yes. Yep.
So like they know. I mean, it's known. So,
but we still playing. And then when I show you Empress Augustine, Washita, El Bay of the Dung Di Moors, I showed y'all that. I showed y'all what the world courts and what all is talking about, that they know we Moors, indigenous to the Americas. that Indian and all that's not specific. Our prophet didn't call us Indians and autotoxins. We were Moorish Americans. It's a reason why we have a proclamation and declaration. This all I be asking, brothers. How can you be confused and everything about the Moorish Science Temple is public information? Everything you can research everything about the temple, how the temple is set up, how the prophet set the temple up, all the different states where the proclamation and declaration was signed by the mayors. That means it's an official document. How are we still confused?
Hey, Sheik,
Oh,
do you know what Puerto Ricans in New York call misnomered black?
What, Negrito
Moreno.
or Moreno or Morisco?
No, Morena and Moreno.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's hidden
yeah.
right in plain.
And then let's play devil advocate, nobles. When you get
Don't
these
call
boards,
me
they say,
black. And
yeah,
then now it's like, how do you address a black person in Spanish? And, and she was like, I was like, you don't call us negro, not like
nope,
that. She was
They
like,
nope,
talk about the bees.
morena.
yep.
I was like, exactly, more,
Now
more.
watch, now watch this, noble Simeon. You just answered two questions in one stone. Because what is black in Spanish? Watch this.
Negro.
Negro,
Okay, then.
negro,
All
negro.
right. So if black in Spanish is negro, black more can mean black because it'd be black or black. Think about what I'm saying. More can't mean black. Black is an adjective
Ah,
describing the more. If more meant black, you'd have to be black or black. Well,
They
more mean black in Spanish. No, it don't. Negrito mean black in Spanish. Stop the cap.
and
right.
they don't call black people Negroes in Spanish. They call them Morenos. So obviously we're not black.
Right, right.
This not wrong.
Moreno. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Right there.
You see?
Yeah.
We're not sitting here arguing with people, and then you get these Moors to say, well, when we look at the SF 181 form, and they say, well, that's not for us because we're not white. Dude, you still not listening. What's your nationality? Watch this. What's your nationality, Brian?
Moorish American,
What's your race?
Asiatic,
What's your status?
free white.
See? But nobody want to listen.
Mm.
I said your status. So when you look at that SF 184 pertaining to ethnicity, when it says fill out all pertaining to you, then and you don't know what's all pertaining to you, when you look at white on that SF 181 form, you can just pick that and you done pretty much kill all stones with one rock. You done killed them all the birds with one rock. With just that one bid, with just that one little clear understanding. But then more say, if we're not Negro, black, and color and African American, when people put stuff in front of your face, you don't know how to sign? Because I do.
Because you got to be able to self-identify. You gotta have the knowledge to self-identify. You have to be in the know. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching a video one time, and it was of a traffic stop of a Albion lady or whatever you want to call it, whatever catchphrase you would like to use. She was stopped by an officer, and she was terrified. And then basically when the officer got to the window, he asked, why are you shaking? Why are you scared? She was like, I don't want to be shot. And the officer said, well, ma'am, we only shoot black people. You know what I'm saying? But he asked her, he like, hold on, are you black? And she was like, no. He was like, well, you have nothing to worry about. Like he actually asked her, you know what I'm saying? She had to self-identify. You know what I'm saying? If she would have identified as black, he probably would have took that and ran with it. But you know what I'm saying? So I was just saying that to say you have to be able to self-identify. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody asks you, what's your race, what's your nationality, you got to know these things.
Yes. You have to know. Nobody can sit and nobody can arbor. What is that? What's the scripture? Not First Thessalonians 5:1, but no one can arbitrarily explain who you are. You have the right. This is like in Leviticus, in the Bible, when we going back to our nation, going back to our tribe, it's in the biblical scriptures, and they all know this. You have the right to self-identify. You proclaim, declare, and have due process. That's for you to understand.
You talking about Leviticus 25:10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You talking about the Jubilee? That's what you referring to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
then I think
I think what the problem is that the people that get into this are usually trying to get out of something, whether it be debt or charges or stuff like that. And they're just like we was talking about last week. They don't have that pure heart when they're going into this, so they're going about it the wrong way.
mhm,
But one of the biggest problems that I see is people not only having the knowledge but be able to enforce it, because these people have to know that you know what you're talking about, or they're going to continue to take advantage of you. If you say that you have a right to self-determination and change nationality, and it can't be arbitrarily denied, and the claim of life replaces the birth certificate. If you can't enforce that, and you just talking,
mhm,
you don't know how to enforce it, they're going to continue to take advantage. And I think that's the problem right now is with a lot of these people. They have all of this or bits and pieces of the knowledge, but they don't know how to enforce it. They're just reading what they've given. They're not doing the research. They're not making the change internally. To really not just hear about it and feel like they believe it, but really embody the
mhm,
change.
mhm,
So in my observation, right, as
Right.
far as enforcing, um, I've noticed that other cultures don't necessarily have to enforce; they just have to practice. You know what I'm saying? Like Jews, a Jew doesn't have to enforce being a Jew. He has to just actually be a Jew and practice,
come on.
according to his customs. You know what I'm saying? And they do that collectively. And when you see them, you say, "Oh, those are Jews." You know what I'm saying? So they're not really enforcing a lot of things. Now, if something happened legally, they come together and they take the necessary legal steps. But that's different. I'm
Right.
talking about as far as just being Jews and get recognized. They just have to be, you know what I'm saying? Be Jews, so to speak, quote
Yep.
unquote.
Right. Right. And I completely agree with you, but a lot of uneducated Anglo-Saxons will see you and think nigger, think slave, and you would have to speak in a certain way, or we're the regalia of a Moor for them to question, like, what is he? You know what I mean? And then you would have to educate them. You don't have to educate anybody on what a Jew looks like, or what a Jew wears,
What you
for the
that say,
most part.
Simeon? See, y'all both teaching. When that's a part of self-identifying. That's a part of being Jewish. When you see a Jew, you gonna know a Jew.
Hmm.
Why?
Right.
Because you gonna look at his yarmulke, you gonna look at his fringes under his shirt. You gonna look at
Right.
certain things. You gonna represent. He might have the European, might have the little curly cues. You're
The
gonna be like, that's
curly,
a Jew.
yeah. Or the
You
black
gonna
hat and
say,
the black trench coat, yeah.
but when you see me,
Overcoat.
I have a yam. I got yarmulkes, all different ones. And when you see me with my kai on, all those things, they know that you're not a nigga. So then, off the top, that's all you have to do is self-identify. When the religious laws speak, you don't have to speak. Your culture speaks for you. That's a form of self-identifying. Now,
Right.
do they know if you are righteous more or this? They don't know. You don't have to explain. But if you want to get into a civil conversation, you can get into a beautiful conversation, not trying to tell no one who you are, because you don't have to explain nothing to a regular European or Albion on the bus. That's why I tell people, why are we explaining anything to anybody passing by or anybody trying to tell them, you know who we are? No, I think you a nigga. I think you are. So that ain't for you to explain. That's for you to know, and in the right situation to self-identify, to proclaim, declare, and have due process. Now, the next level, when people be talking about a status correction, I need to do a status correction. When did our prophet ever tell people to change their name and all that? When did our prophet ever teach this stuff? Because if you want to bring people up for charges and you change everything, where your evidence, Brian?
You destroyed it.
You see, our prophet ain't never taught this stuff. What I'm telling people when they talk about a status correction, I ask a brother, what's a status correction? They can't even tell me. So I ask brothers right now, tell me what a status correction is. I illuminate it for you. What is the status correction? People don't want the right information. They want to be criminals. So I ask a person, what's a status correction? They can't even tell me. So can anybody tell me what they heard a status correction is? Can we play devil's advocate at least?
Well, like what I heard, when I found out about secured party creditor, which is two different things. You're a secure party, and the
Hmm.
creditor. It's not like one word
Hmm.
or phrase that really goes together like that. I started hearing about the status correction, and
Hmm.
what I assume what the status correction mean is that they don't give you're basically trying to correct the misnomers. You know what I mean? But it's like, oh yeah, I'm not the straw man. I'm the living soul. You know, that's the main thing. They're trying to make the distinguishment between paper, but then paper and living flesh.
So everybody that's born in a hospital have a birth certificate. You know that, right?
Everybody that's born in the hospital has to have a birth certificate. Yes.
Everybody that's born in a hospital got a damn birth certificate. But I don't care if you white, black, orange, purple, green, gray.
Right.
Okay, so then tell me the exclusiveness for Moors when they talking to this stuff like, because you lost me, because
Right.
you be losing me still. Because if it's good for you, it's good for somebody else. I'm saying, what status correction? Anybody that go to the birth, what is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? See, we ain't talking about nothing exclusive for Moors. We talking about the law. I done said it. This
Oh,
Europeans do this. My Mormon, my Amish, my Latter-day Saints, they like chic. It ain't got nothing to do with us black. This is the religious laws. This is what is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. You got a right of a nationality, a right to change it. No one will be arbitrated out of a nationality and a right to change it. And to claim a child replaces the birth certificate. You can do that on your own. What are we talking about? I got all the information. So when people be talking about, oh, do it. You don't need no more science temple for that. You might need somebody like myself to teach you the science, how the prophet was taught, then a historian like myself and an educator that educated in law and history. But if I'm gonna teach international law, dealing with nationality and dealing with all this, it's only one way I can teach, and that's the right way. I can't teach it no other way. I can't teach it, say the only way you can get this is from more science, because more science, when it comes to that part, that's law. Noble Drew Ali got that from the history book. Noble Drew Ali ain't created no law, and
Sheik,
CMB ain't created no law.
it's not even just for me. Maybe in your circles, it's a lot of the Moors that's doing this foolishness, or people attempting to be more
Mhm.
that's doing this foolishness, or not attempting to be more because they are more, but attempting to be a member of the Moor Science Temple of America that are doing
Mhm.
that in your circles. But what I found is it's misnomered black people that are doing this that have no idea who Noble Drew Ali is, or might have heard about them, thinks they're coops, but thinks the status correction is going to save them from commercial enslavement and whatever other theories that they have that's going on.
Yes, yes. And I agree. You will hear people talk about all they doing this, and they never even heard of Noble Drew Ali. They don't even know how the temple set up. They don't even know what he's done. And I'm like,
Oh, you don't
dude,
know who he is. Or the
oh, don't
effect.
even know who he is. Don't even never even read the Moorish Quran. And so I be asking brothers, and I'm not gonna say name. I'm just gonna put it out here because I can care less. I don't. Most people that I deal with when I'm doing this for years, they were dealing with RV Bay Publishing, or they deal with
Yeah, the redemption manual.
or they dealt with Taj Tariq Bey, or they dealt with my man Sabir Bey. They heard a whole bunch of stuff, or they deal with them people from Canada, or they deal with this and that and the other, or they met with somebody and said that he's the Moors this, and they the Moors, the king of the Moors. They can figure all this paperwork out, and them Negroes was looked at as crazy and went to crazy houses. Kids be getting took. The social workers be taking these people kids.
Right.
I don't have to say names. I'm telling y'all, like, all I be want to know, like, what have Moors got into this more science? What are Moors looking for? That's all I ask Moors. What are you looking for? Because I know a lot of people, they deal with that CMB stuff, and I say, listen, with all due respect, anytime you lie and put letters behind your name, that means I can research you. If I said I graduated from these places, you can look me up. CMB ain't no lawgiver. None of that. That stuff that was in the Library of Congress is just a doc number. You can't find that stuff no more. I'm telling you, it's a doc number. Hell, just like if Noble Simeon wanted to put something out and have it registered at the Library of Congress, he can do that. It's just like an ISBN number. It's just like y'all know what an ISBN number is?
Hey, you need
I
that
see them
for a
on the back
book.
of books.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Just like so that AA22 number, you was able to look that up in the Library of Congress. And what Moores was doing, they was using that to try not to pay no taxes on dog food and going to get burgers from Burger King. I know y'all seen that for a minute all on the internet. And look, it works. They using the AA22 number not to pay taxes on goods and services. Am I right on my line about it? Come on.
Right. Like I said, they don't have a clean heart when they're going about this process, and I think that's where all the confusion lies. They want to
Now
get out
watch
of
this.
jail. They want to get out of traffic tickets. They want to drive for free. They want to pay. You know,
Mhm.
uh, and they're just going about it the wrong way. You know,
But look,
finding
the,
out
the
who
more
you
Science
are,
Temple
and
of America, the more Science Temple of America, Simeon, have a tax ID number. They didn't
it
know that.
does.
The more science, we got 3 IDs. I wish I bring. I'm sure we got our ID for the temple, we got our travel ID for the temple, and we got our tax ID card for the temple. That's all it's for. It don't replace nothing. It don't replace your ID. It don't replace nothing. Those are just membership cards for the More Science Temple of America. That's it. That's only. It don't replace nothing. It don't replace no driver's license. It don't replace nothing. Nothing.
Right.
It's membership IDs for the More Science Temple of America. Our tax ID is for the More Science Temple of America, just like any organization that's tax exempt for the federal government. And when we go make regular purchases on certain items, we don't pay taxes. We ask them, do they take tax exempt status? If they do, yes. If not, we walk out. But hell, most places, if you talk with a good voice like I do, I don't pay taxes. Why? Because I understand who I am. My temple in school, all my muftis got BBT IDs. What are the BBT? We taxes them for the federal government. So if my nobles want to go somewhere, say and go to the grocery store and ask them in a good voice, do y'all take tax exempt status? They'll say, do you got your tax exempt number? They can show the ID, boom, 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 walk out to get tax exempt status. None of this stuff, all this stuff is simple. Churches tax exempt status. If you're part of a religious organization, they have a tax exempt status. They don't pay taxes on goods and services. So once again, I want brothers to do things the right way. Remember, you're not a sovereign citizen. You're not sovereign by yourself. So a lot of these things that these people be doing when they using these numbers and do this, when it come down, if you get in trouble and they say, okay, for the record, are you part of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Yeah, well, prove it. You can't. Are you part of Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple in school? Prove it, because that man got a charter and ID, and we can just call him. See? And so when people be saying this is more science than this, they can just look up, because we have a declaration and proclamation. It says what we teach. So if the More Science Temple of America have that, and a person teaching you how to overthrow the government, or talk about you can give away your license and get a stack of papers and drive around the city like a fool and say you got the right to travel. And I say you do got the right to travel on the bus, on your feet, in your backyard. I'm dealing with specifics.
But I believe that's how sometimes they distinguish those who are genuinely of that culture and those who are genuinely of criminal persuasion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Brian. And that's why I'm glad what we're doing. We have these ciphers. Nobody want to say nothing, because, like I told you, I know the dude that be on the internet talk about your social security is attached to all this stuff. The light skinned dude that you asked me about, Simeon. I know all these people. They used to wear the fez. All of them used to wear the fez. They could talk all that more science stuff. Then they try to reinvent themselves. Huh?
Don Talam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks about it. A lot of his early teachers were
Bro,
sheiks, and yeah, I see what he
bro.
does. I see
And
what he
listen.
does.
And when y'all look at stuff, y'all look at the game. When y'all look at stuff, you be like, who is this European all dressed up in our Moorish American regalia, act like they professionals? Nobody's. I'm telling y'all what I know. They won't say nothing around, because I know the game. Like, I know the game, man. Like, I'm telling you, everybody was shaking their boots. I've been doing this for a long time. All my muftis know I used to be in Vegas. I used to
His
walk up
claim,
on them.
his claim to fame was that he got himself out the feds
Dude,
doing that.
do you know his real name? Because I do. See, I know
Yeah,
people real names, man.
Jeffrey McBride. I think his name is Junior or something like that. I
And
watched
I
a lot
remember,
of his stuff. I watched a lot of his stuff. The stuff that I seen that did work was he got like templates for Ministry Trust
do you hear
and
that?
uh
What you just say? Do what now?
Ministry Trust
No,
templates for Ministry
template for
Trust.
you to buy, right?
It came with the book, $100 million worth of game or something. He does a lot of that compiling kind of book style where he compiles a lot of information from
Roger Elvick.
various
I'm
legal
telling y'all,
sources
everybody that did
and
that's
stuff like
listen,
that.
bruh. Listen to
It's
me,
so
please, everybody.
it's rooted, but it's this one asset protection guy that he was studying under that he kind of regurgitates the information on
Bruh.
the thing. This is not the sovereign citizen thing. This is just
Yeah.
one thing that he told me is that I do believe is that every man is a minister in their household. You know, you minister the gospel to your family, and three people make a church. So that's you, your woman, and your child. You know.
No, I hear that. But if you're not really doing that, you committing fraud. That's just like if I tell you to fill out some paperwork and do all this to get to get this money, and you did all fraud. Yes, we understand that. If you and yourself, just like in the Bible, it says when two or more gathered, there is God. The Holy Spirit is there. I get that. But legally, are you really doing that? I get what you're saying, but legally, lawfully, when somebody had you fill up all this paperwork and your ass get in trouble and you go to court, who is going to be there to defend you? You can't say, "Oh, I got this from my man on the internet." Who's going to be the judge? You're going to get a court-appointed attorney. They're going to have your ass plead to a lesser charge and you going to jail. Because see, I know the game. When you do all that and you get in trouble, are they going to be there to defend you in court? Because they're the ones that told you to do this, and you can't use brainwashing in court. They're going to tell you that you are an adult. So that means you have the right in court. There's no excuse of not knowing the law in the court of law. We know this, right?
Yes,
There's
sir.
no ignorance, and if you need
Okay.
representation because they don't feel like you can defend yourself, they're going to appoint you a lawyer. Or they feel
Well,
like you're
that's not.
crazy,
Well,
then they're
once
going,
again,
like you
that's not
said,
true.
send you for a psych evaluation.
Well, them, because what they doing, they're gonna tell they haven't done their due diligence. Because a person that flunked out of law school can show you that all that is European Roger Elvick sovereign citizen militia stuff. The religious laws trump everything. So they telling truth and falsehood strangely mixed, like Brian said. They trying to tell you to break the law, and when you get under them lights and they ask you like this, and you ain't even on it, are you a ministry? No. Do you have a church? No. So all for the record. So you lied, you lied, you lied, you lied. Just like you got the right to remain silent. So everything somebody told you to do when you with them talking, when you get them lights on you, everything that they told you to do, you ain't gonna know how to answer. You going to
Yeah,
jail.
I agree
Well,
on that part. Yeah, especially if you saying that you lying, but like I said, a lot of the shit, a lot of the stuff a lot of the knowledge you have to embody it. You can't just use it for like, you get out of jail free card or to get rid of some charge that you got. You have to embody this information in order to use it correctly, even the religious side. You know
but
what I
what?
mean?
Yeah, but what are they using it for? Are you trying to use it to get a Rolex like that person showing? Are you trying to get it to get a gold grill or a suit? I ask my brothers and sisters, what are you using this stuff to do? What? That's all I'm asking you. Because if we doing stuff for no purpose, that's a waste of time. So I ask
They,
people,
they
what are
doing
you
it
doing
just
this
to
stuff
get
to get?
away with shit. But what they
To get
don't
what?
understand is like to get away or to get shit. Like to get
Like
their
what?
bills paid,
Like what
to
bill? And that's
to
why I'm like,
use the bill as a coupon for
that don't work.
payment.
I'm gonna start giving real names, man, and show y'all all these people that's in jail, that's federal informants. Y'all be like, damn, they keep putting them out there on the internet. It's a thing called the Internet Task Force. They once you play that game, they use you to keep pulling people in, and they use the internet to get people. It's a RICO law, and they like black people so stupid that we can use this whole internet to get a whole bunch of people all over the world to say, man, send me that information. So if I got stolen items and you in my inbox and say, man, send me that, you going to jail because what you doing is you accepting stolen property. Now if I send it to you, now we dealing with what? Feds, because now we dealing with mail and postage. You going to jail. But people don't understand this because y'all don't know these people real names and all these past cases like I do. I know all these people cases, they won't show up with me. I know all of them, that the people that done went to jail that done lost their lives. I know all the women that done lost their kids to Section 8. I know all the Negroes that done got kicked out their house. I know all the people that talk about, oh, you don't gotta do this, have no driver's license, and their car sitting in the impound. Well, why you register it then if you don't gotta do X, Y, and Z? Why you register your car, smart guy? See, all this stuff people trying to avoid. And I'm like, dude, I get that, but what are you trying to get? And nobody will never say what they've gotten, what they receive. They said, oh, take my course. To take your course to do what? I don't want to pay my rent. Okay, well, don't you know you're a willing obligor when you signed that contract? You're a willing obligor. Read the contract. And if you don't abide with that contract, don't go in agreements with that person. When you get a car and you don't like the interest rate that you agree with, don't get the car. Save your money and buy something outright. If you don't want a mortgage, don't get a mortgage. Buy you some land, put a trailer on it. All these things that people trying to break the law, you can't break the law with people. All it's a contract. How are you gonna void a contract and then use the same laws which you say that you don't got to abide by to try to go to court to use? Like people not even using a brain. You go to court to use their court system, and but in another voice, you don't even abide by their rules. So I'm telling people, if you don't abide by their rules, why do you want their justification to say, oh, I need to change this, something that they gave you in their system? Why? I always ask people that when I say the religious laws trump everything. Do the Mormon worry about that stuff?
Not to my knowledge, no sir.
I know they don't, because the religious laws trump. So what the brother was saying, Noble Simeon, yes, he's saying a lot of stuff about the Amish and that. But then I asked my brothers once again, are you Amish? I'll wait. Are you any brother? Are you Amish?
Nah, I'm Moorish American.
See? So why we teaching somebody? So why we teaching a whole brother that look like me a whole bunch of Amish stuff? I'm just
Well,
saying.
well,
Well,
well, the reason is because they're allowed to have a photo exempt driver's license.
Noble,
That that's what I got
Noble,
from it.
a
Also,
photo exempt
also,
driver's license to
also,
do what?
Amish do use their that religious right to be able to do a lot of things
Like what?
differently, as far as tax is concerned, and you know,
No, dude, listen, Simeon, they
lack of
don't do nothing
insurance. They
different.
have group insurance. They do a lot different.
No,
Lived
they
in
don't.
Pennsylvania. I lived in
They don't.
Pennsylvania. I did Uber. I did Uber for a while, and I talked to a lot of Amish people went into all their communities that's up in the woods, like in the back, like right off main road. They got like their own little cities
Yeah,
back there and stuff.
yes, yes.
They
You know
marry
why?
themselves. Like some of them don't have social, some of them don't have IDs, and
But
others
why?
do.
But why? You saying all that? You
For
said they don't
for
have social.
all
Why
right, so
wouldn't you have
this
a
is the
social? It's a
reason
reason.
why
Because you're on your own land.
No, it's
but
they
this
don't
is
go
the
to that. If
reason
you
why
don't
they
have a
do
social
it.
security card,
This is
Noble
the
Simeon,
reason why they do it. It's
nah,
because of the Bible. It's their religious beliefs. They
I
think
get
these
that.
things are the mark of the beast. These things
Noble,
are against their religion. Like i.e., they tell you to swear on the Bible, but in the Bible it tells you not to swear, especially not using the Lord's name.
noble.
So
Listen, when we
things.
talk about swear, like, see, and this the thing when we talk about spirit. Swearing is not a curse. And see, this is the thing when we talk about spiritual things and literal. A lot of people take spiritual stuff and make it literal, just like in a court of law. You can't take civil law and local law. They all mean different things. And so when I ask brothers to be specific, I say, I hear you. But technically, it's off. Lawfully is off. The reason why they don't have no birth certificate because they don't go to the hospital and have babies. They have
Right,
their midwives. So when we
right.
say these things, and I say when you say, well, they have something special, they don't have nothing more special than the Moorish Science Temple of America than the burning bush.
No,
Because I just
they don't.
explained the religious law stuff. I'm agreeing with you, Noble Simeon, but I'm telling everybody else we don't have to fill none out. It's already done. If we operate under our religious laws, just like when I talk about the law of succession, it's still going over everybody's head. That's what I'm saying. We steadily dealing with bits and pieces. I deal with the trump. I put a stamp on it and be done. And that's why my professors like, are they listening? I just gave lost to succession, all that other little umbrella stuff. Man, you'll be filling out shit all day. You'll be paying somebody for something all day. And what you just said, Noble Simeon, is the same thing I'm saying, but I'm just trumping it using the proper verbiage. The law of succession.
Yes, you. This is why I study under you, and I came to the Burning Bush Temple because I seen that you have this knowledge. And like
Mhm,
I said, a lot of people are doing it for the wrong reason and claim they're doing it for the righteous reason when it's not. And you can tell the difference by how they use the information and the fact that they don't embody the information. And like
mhm.
we're as a Moor, you're a Muslim. But even if you decide that you want to practice strictly Christianity and do and get your freedom from that, then really be a Christian, really live by those rules and laws, and the law of succession will work for you. The law of succession will not work for you if you're a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Point
If you're a
blank.
criminal, it's not going to work for you. You might get off one time or something like that, but eventually the truth is going to come to light, and then and it's going to end up biting you in your ass. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Noble Timmy. I know 100% what you're saying. And that's why I'm agreeing with you. I'm just building with you because that's how I teach. I like to pull out the passion with brothers. Because if you sure, don't let me change your mind. Let's build on it. And then we can build on the shortness. That's why I always ask for specifics because I know the generalities. A person that gets you caught up, well, I heard. I say, okay, now we're dealing with specifics in the court, precedent in law cases. They ain't going to give you none. So I'm in 100% agreement with you. But once again, we talk about doing things for your family, yes. But now when we talk about nation, how can we do it for how can we do it for a nation in a nation? Just like all the other ones. So like for me with land, when people be talking about a load of your titles and a load of your deeds, well, Noble Simeon, you're not going to get no load of your title or no load of your deed in no neighborhood with no house. See, how I know? Because you got local and state laws. You can't own no
See,
house.
the
That's something.
problem with that is that so many people trying to do it by themselves. They need a body politic, whether it be a religious organization or a family estate. Not just you trying to get a load of your time, all of that stuff. If you move or you are able to not just think about yourself and maybe give your ownership of your property to the church or whatever the case is, then
Mhm,
maybe it'll be easier or more likely that they will go for that allodial title stuff
mhm,
because it
mhm.
belongs to the church.
Come
But
on.
having just your own ownership and just thinking selfishly and not thinking being community minded, you're not going to be able to do that. It's not happening. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. And you in a whole different See, the thing about, and I'm glad you said that. Just like parsonage at churches, you under a whole different tax bracket. So I understand when they say in the religious aspect, the religion aspect, but you don't want to say you're doing something and you're not. Because if you say you're doing something and I'm the powers that be, I say, you know what? Let's audit such that. Let's bring him here and see if he's swift with it. You're gonna come to court and don't know how to defend yourself. So I can say you lying, and that's all I'm telling people. I said, please don't get caught up in thinking you can get this piece of paper and you're gonna get some. Please don't, because I've been around. I've been around with a brother that's locked up right now, and he started off studying under Dr. York. He got into the conscious community. He was a little bit swifter than a lot of individuals because he studied under Dr. York, but he didn't know I knew all the science. I'm like, dude, I know what you're doing, and I know how people reinvent themselves. I used to pull up on people. They was like, well, Sheik, well, don't mess up my money. I said, I ain't gonna mess up nobody money. I ain't gonna mess up nobody money. But what I'm saying is anybody can ask me anything. I don't have no secret. I ain't seen got no secret way to make you no money. I don't have it. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I'm just being straight up honest. If I had the key to make money, why would I teach everybody how to make the same money I'm making? That'll flood the game. That don't even make sense. Think about it. Nobody that's really successful in the stock market teaching nobody no class. I'm gonna show you how to make the same money I make it. Take my course. That's cap. It's an assumption of risk on everything. And in the stock market, if you don't understand the language, I can just hustle you. How? Well, I can just say I lost everything because you don't know. And so when we don't know, the way that we do know is education. And that's all I'm saying. I agree. I love these ciphers. Cause this more science, man, you got so many different people that then came to this science like, oh, I think these Negroes stupid. Let me. Just like no disrespect, just like Marcel Warden L. Peace be among his soul. He died. The state booklet. See, I was around, man. I know. Like he went to jail for tax evasion, trying to get all the people to file fake taxes. But then at the same time, you say Moors don't pay taxes. Like, come on, man. And then you go to jail, and then you try to plea yourself to the court. You know, after you done did all that criminal stuff, because people don't know these people real names, and people don't know all these cases that these grown men been in court and been in burning houses and come out with that poor science, that prison stuff. Because that's all that is. It's prison stuff, man.
It really is. It's people just
I
trying
know.
shit, trying
Real.
anything that, that trying to see if it'll work.
Come see, I'm glad you. Ooh, send me out, boy. I wish I met you. I wish you would have got with me when we first started because that's what I call it. They be using people as crash dummies. They try to use you to see what work. You can't
Right.
do that to nobody. You don't
You
use
can't
nobody.
do
Let me go
that.
see what this work. You know you don't send nobody like, well, let me see if this work, and you go in there and looking like a fool, and you get locked up for contempt of court. I never do nobody like that, and that's what I'm saying. Let's ask questions.
Fraud or paper terrorism. You
Yeah.
know, that IRS, that's the wrong people to play with, man.
Not following, no doing all this. Remember, it's a way to do things, like Simeon said. The religious laws trump. Just like I'll be talking this, and Simeon gave a little nugget. He was like, "Well, you can sign all your assets over to the church, and the church can pay you. Just like if I'm rich, when everybody be like Donald Trump don't pay taxes, not to Uncle Sam. None of his rich people pay to Uncle Sam. You know why? Do anybody know why? Do anybody know why?
Foreign businesses or name and trust, or they have nothing under their name.
That too,
Uh,
but they just all they friends have nonprofit organizations or religious organizations where they just pay money to and get a tax exempt receipt. Remember, the IRS is nothing but a private banking system. We a private banking system too. That's why the religious laws trump, and you can get a tax exempt receipt and build infrastructure. They know this. So every rich person, politics, all that, they say, man, well, create a nonprofit, create this. Why? So not only me, all my rich friends, we can help our kids, organizations, and they philanthropy, and they become rich. And they sitting over the whatever this, the whatever that. But it's being spearheaded with all these rich people. Why? Because it ain't a white and black thing. It's a people versus the government. And they say, wait a minute, if I can use my dollars and decipher it and support my religion and charitable contribution of my choice, and I can get a tax exempt receipt, and that'll offset my taxes to balance it. When I don't have to give Uncle Sam, well, that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't even
See?
think it's a people versus the government. I think it's a knowledge and practice thing. The people
Yeah,
with the knowledge are and that are applying it are the ones that's winning. Plain and simple. If you took a broke man or a middle class man with a decent job or whatever, took everything from him, and then you took a rich man and you took everything from him, and you took a poor homeless man and took whatever else he had left, you all started them at the same place. The rich man will be rich, the middle class man will be back being middle class, and the poor man will be back to being homeless. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? That's just the base road. They operate differently. They have
yep,
different practices, different routines, and they know different things. You
yep,
know, because if Donald Trump lose all his money, he's not gonna go and go get a 9 to 5. You best believe that. I'm not exactly sure. I could guess, but I know damn well that he's not gonna be working at the grocery store or something like
nope,
that.
nope.
You know what I mean? They think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm gonna start, boy. See, send me. I'm gonna start telling the truth. Okay, well, I've been telling the truth. The church ain't nothing but a bank. You see, and so
Uh,
when we start, like when you said that about the religious thing and about setting up at the church, I'm 100% agreeing. The church is nothing but a bank. So if you got all these people on these different levels, it's a bank. You operate out of bank. The bank have assets. The bank have property. The bank have cars. I don't own nothing. I can control it. But I don't own nothing. My car through the organization. Yeah, it's mine. The organization own it. You see this plate that say nonprofit. When you pull me over, what's gonna say? It's gonna say Burning Bush Tabernacle Sign Temple of School. When you pull up my house, Burning Bush. Well, this a parsonage. So we don't own nothing.
It's wrong.
You can have your personal bank account. It can have a couple coins in it, which is separate from anything else. So say if Noble Simeon got his own personal business and somebody try to sue him, yeah, you can sue me personally, but you can't get none of this because everything I'm in the BBT. I don't own none of this. They
right.
done. You see?
It's
The,
wrong.
the 500 million that we got is under the organization. We get paid through the organization. We all employees through the organization. We 1099s. I keep dropping bombs when they talk about the 1099, some trust fund at the end of the rainbow. Shut up, dude. It's a 1099. I hope y'all caught what I said.
Oh, definitely.
You see, Noble Simeon. So
You
it's
know
a
what
way
else you
to.
could do with the church too? You could get a vow. You could. The Catholic priests do it. They do a vow of poverty.
I, Simeon, I've been telling you, brother. That's why on paper I'm not black. Now it's some stuff that I did do, and I talk about. I said for myself when I don't change nothing. Like I went down. I'll just be honest. I'm in Arizona, so I had lost my birth certificate. You hear me? You hear that?
Yeah.
I lost it. So I went down there to show a person, these people in the windows, you don't got to say nothing to them. You go down there and do what you do, fill it out and walk out. I had to demonstrate for a person. I said, if you want to add your religious suffix to your birth certificate, you go down there and ask for a birth certificate form to fill out. If you want to add your religious suffix to your driver's license and take a picture with your license with your fez on or your kufi, whatever, you go down there and just take a new picture of your driver's license and annex your L and B. You ain't got to say nothing to nobody in no damn window. You hear me? I already done did all this stuff, and you're not
You
correcting.
know what that does too, right? That
Mhm.
might even start a fresh credit file for you because you got the annex at the end of your name.
Hey, no, but Simeon, I take it. Simeon, want me? See, I'm glad you're here because you asked a question that nobody ain't gonna ask. Forget me. Forget me. I teach everybody how to open up if you a minister in your local area, I show everybody how to be a minister in their area. I show everybody how to open up their businesses. I show everybody how to DBA. So yeah, the BBT got something that we can all fall under, but you got something I show you how to set up that you can fall under as well. So now when you talk about getting personal credit, you can, but you want to set up your business line of credit. So you might use your personal credit to set up your business line of credit and then take yourself off. And then now you're doing business as what? Whatever you say your business is. And if you got a religious business, you operate as your religious business. So all your cards and your credit cards are saying, like mine, Burning Bush, Burning Bush. If you get accounts at other places, Burning Bush, they call Quit 30 accounts. I show people how to do this. And then you operate as a business. You're not operating as Noble Brian Hicks Bay anymore because I ain't nothing. I operate as a business and I operate with my group. I operate as a business. I operate with my group until our temple and school get big enough to where we got parsonage and all this, and then I can put everything in a temple name. Right now, I can't do that because I'm living in a townhouse. But when we got 10 acres, so say if we go on our land and all that, yeah, we done built it. We live on the land. We live on the land. All the cars, we can say, okay, y'all, we don't own none of these cars. The temple own the cars. If we want to buy cars outright, okay, we're going to donate to this temple. We're going to buy 10 cars. And all the 10 cars going to have plates on them. What? Not for hire.
Well, we all take a vow of poverty and, and give all of the funds to the organization and have membership privileges. We can use the combined income for development, for purchases of vehicles, for whatever,
Noble.
like real estate development. Because it'll be a combined cash flow. And they'll
Yes.
see that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And they'll give
They'll
us
see that
money.
coming in. That's why I need brothers like you, Simeon. That's confident. That's sure. It's one body in many parts. It take all this. It take all this to be like, wait a minute, man. We can do this. Well, like we can really do some things, like you were saying. Like, look, we can show and prove because we got land already. Like I know a group of Indians right now got like 4 passenger vans, and everybody that's on the Indian Reserve or they Indians in the state of Arizona, they pay their little membership fee. They pick them up, take them, do all this. They do everything together. They build it, and they don't even live on the reserve. They done bought acres like me because my Amish homeboy that I met in college, my Indian homeboy was going to GCU with me, and he pulled us all in. That's how I got about the land, Noble Simeon. When I was going to GCU, I met this Amish dude named Khalid, and it's a brother. Blew my mind. He was always with a trench coat. I'm like, he trench coat mafia. I'm being silly. Had the dives on, but I'm like, no, this brother Amish. Then he looking at me. He like, this brother wear fez every day, a suit. And so we just start talking to each other. He like, man, I'm Amish. I said straight up. He like, that stuff on TV ain't real. He like, I'm Khalid. He like, but I'm Moorish. He like, man, we got 40 acres in St. John, Arizona. I said, BS. He like went on his phone, Khalid, me in class, showed me all his land, showed me all the stuff they got. He said, I can show you how to do it. And so when I first, got into the science, I purchased 40 acres, but I couldn't keep it because I didn't have brothers to help me keep the acres. The 40 acres, Noble Simeon, was only 20 grand. You hear me?
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna be transparent. I had to give it up because I couldn't afford it. I got it with no interest. I was paying a small monthly fee each month of $200, and I was trying to tell everybody, like, look, we got 40 acres. We can move, put our trailers, it's ours. I couldn't get no family or friends, or my wife was, saw my frustration, Simeon. I was turning red every day because I spent my all. I was going to move up there with me and my wife and just, you know, try to build our community. And people didn't see the vision, and so I ended up
I was
selling
just
it to a
about to
group
say
that,
that. I
yeah,
was
they
just
didn't see
about to
it.
say that. You have like, and you're such a good orator. Like I'm surprised because if they could just see what could happen, maybe they needed like a 3D model or something like
See,
that. You know what I mean? They
Simeon. Everything that I'm saying, man, that's why I said I wish I had brothers like you that's confident, that's sure, but like, we can do this. What you mean we can't? If we can come together and sell dope or do something crazy, Simeon, yes, we could. If we had somebody that knew how
if
to
we
do
can come
blueprints,
together in March. I forgot what civil rights person. You know, I'm more into human rights, but what the
yes,
civil rights guy had said that marching does nothing but something. You know, what I mean, like, we come together and we march. And that's not doing anything when we could be building communities. You
yep,
know, and you know, group economics. You know,
yep,
really exchanging the dollar between each other at least 4, 5, 6 times before it leaves our community. I'm all about partnerships and cooperation, but really amongst each other, there needs to be unity and group economics. We would be like the some Africans do, having the su or whatever, like
yep,
that
yep,
type of stuff on a large scale would be so beautiful, man. And
yep,
just having our own. There's a lot of hippies that do it. We might need to go for that. Not just people that are into the science, but like the hippie people are, they be having their own little living communities and stuff like that and building mud huts and all types of stuff.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? And we
yes,
could do that on a way larger, better scale. Like if we, especially if we combine our incomes, we get developers in there. We can have our own tiny homes or in the states and next to each other. We can have a little markets. We can have our own bank, and it'll all be under the religious umbrella. That'd be a beautiful thing. You
yep,
know, we
yep,
can start having our own schools, martial arts,
yep,
science, you know, music, you know what
yep,
I mean? Culture. We could even make our own language. You know what I
yep.
mean? It's no limit. As
It's
soon
not,
as you have, there's no limit to what we can do, you know?
because
And
that's
we
the
can still,
nation, Simeon.
exactly. That's a
That's a
nation.
nation. A nation, because a nation, we ain't talking about no money. Oh, you gotta have this type of money. No, it don't. A nation is everything what Simeon talking about. These customs. We agree to this. We can come up with some money, but the money ain't the common denominator to a nation.
Right.
You see? So all these things that, like I said, we already own land. Like, it's so much stuff. Like, and then with this more science, I just tell people we don't have to be going to no courts, filling a whole bunch of stuff out like no paper terrorists. Like, we begging. We supposed to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps like the European Jews did. They ain't like we supposed. That's what we supposed to do. We all winning. We all say we working now. All the stuff that our prophet and them did back in the early 1900s, and we can't even model half of that. And all of us working now. And like you said, we don't have the confidence. And it's going to take all of us, Simeon. So I'm just glad for your spirit, Noble, once again, and your shortness. And I'm with everything. Like, we got 10 acres. I have a whole library. I'm willing to share everything. I'm getting ready to go back to my city of Flint in January, and the Flint Public Library allowing me to use the library every Friday and Saturday to try to build my brick and mortar to bring people in. So I'm going to do that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And it's costing me nothing.
My
It's costing
brother,
me.
when you after you do that, a good idea is through sports and music. If you can get the if you can find a way to like speak like at a concert or put a concert together or like local artists or like a basketball tournament or something like that, that right there you'll be able to like have like a Noble Drew Ali dedication concert or something like that. You know, people be like, "What's
Mhm.
that?" You know, it's like asking a question that you can really speak to the kids, and they can see, you know, who you are, what you're doing, and the people that they see doing things is who they idolize, especially in impoverished areas. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yep.
that's sometimes you gotta meet the kids where they're at, meet the
I agree.
people where they're at. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So I love the library. Don't get me wrong, but if we and you're gonna get educated people there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of people not. It's not a lot of people gonna come there willingly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless you got like
Right.
something attached to that. But you hit them with the music or sports, you know what kids idolize nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Even on gaming or something like that, have like like a NBA 2K competition or something like that, and it could be a tribute to the science. You know what I'm saying? You speak about it or whatever,
Hmm.
and people start to learn about who you are, who we are, what we do. You know what I'm saying? But we meet them where they're at.
You know what, Simeon? That's what I'm talking about. Like, we are a think tank, and I think what we didn't have is what we're doing right now to have this conversation. In college, I did. We had it. It was called the College Roundtable, and I
Wow.
agree 100% with what you're saying. Everybody ain't in the scholastic aspect, because if it is, we all will be like that. We have to,
Right.
like you said, we have to reach people where they are. I'm 100%. We have to give the people what they want for we can give a little bit of this, as we're filling that void of what they need. So I agree 100%, but I'm not a one man band. I'm not. I tell y'all to use me, like I tell all the Muftis, use me. Let's figure it out. Put it on, boom, boom. Just use me. Let's do it. Like one of my nobles in Texas, Dre Sean, he was trying to get me to speak at one of these universities, but maybe, and I'll be like, well, maybe some people don't know how to put it out there, or maybe no one know what to say, and that's what I'm dealing with as well, because a lot of my speakers be on college campuses, but it's only with a certain people. I want to, like you said, Noble Simeon, I want to come down to reach my regular people, as my empress said. She was like, yes, they are there. You so here, but we ain't. I agree, man. I don't know if I'm saying it the right words, but we need to figure it. We need to figure it out, because we need to get the common man. This need to be common for our brothers and sisters, man. I agree. I agree. You know, but that's
And that's
all.
a beautiful thing, and I'm glad you said. A lot of people always say, "Oh, I don't want to be used. I don't want to be used." No, you don't want to be taken advantage of. But
Right.
it's very important to be useful and
Yeah.
valuable enough to be used. That's even
Yes.
getting into being a man. As being a man, you want to be useful. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
You just don't
You
want to be
know,
misused, but you want to be used.
misuse.
Yes.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Simeon. Absolutely. And that's what I tell people. And I be telling my nobles, they be like, oh, am I stepping on your toes, she? Dude, if I done gave you all this stuff for pennies and you making money off of it, how you stepping on my toes? I hope you make it financially so you can pull us all in.
You see, I got an idea because I have a book out, and
And it's
I'm
dope too, Simeon. And I've been on, and it's dope. And I'm gonna purchase it from you too. I know, but my ear be all. I know somebody that know you. When I tell you who, you gonna be like, damn, Sheik, how you know my pine? Because my ear be everywhere. Like my radar be up. I'm proud. You in DC, right?
I'm next to there. I'm close by. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in I'm
So
in Maryland. I'm in Maryland. Yeah.
yeah, you're in Maryland. So if everything go how it go, I'll be in Maryland in 2 weeks. If everything go how it go, I'll be in Maryland in 2 weeks.
Well, we gotta link up because I'm getting I'm starting to post more often. I've been in the marketing or whatever, but I've been teaching it, and I got a lot of stuff that I've learned, but I gotta implement it more. It's just hard working all these hours, and then I'm doing all of the everything with the business, the legality, the organizational things, the background, and then being in the forefront as well. Is very strenuous, along with being a father and everything. So
Hmm.
but I can't wait until they see the change a little bit where I still got my swag and who I am. I want to keep it that authentic, but be able to put on the regalia and then introduce them to who's my teacher. Be like, yeah, this is this is
And
my
wait till you.
sheik right
I got you
here.
some. I got you
You know
some
what I'm
dope stuff.
saying?
I have to see your picture today. I saw your picture online today, so I kind of sized you up. What you like a 36, 38 waist?
About a 38 now, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah,
up there.
yeah, yeah. So your tunic, cotton or silk will be like an extra large. And I send you your first tunic. I send you all that stuff free. Like I got y'all. I got a whole package together. Now, when you get your package, your tassel not going to be in there because it hasn't came yet. So if it's not there tomorrow, I'm just going to send you your kufi. I'm sending you your shemag, your turban, and your fez tomorrow. Your tunic should be in. It might be there tomorrow, but if not, I send that separately. And I just like the first little stuff. I just want to give. to you. And I do my nobles the same way, man. But for me, it'd be an honor, and for me, it'd be like it'd be like a check when I'm out in the world. Like when I have my kufi on, or my fez, or my shemag, it's just like a priest that have on his collar. It's, to me, it reminds me of my station. Not that I'm better than no one, but it's an always check to operate in a certain way, to make sure I'm operating right, not no one else. So when someone come across me, they be like, man, you different than this person, or you different. And I saw these boys with these feds on, they was on the corner arguing, and they come across us, they like, well, why they don't teach like you? Because they not us. Right. And like Simeon said, a lot of people don't got into this science for whatever reason that they have. And we're not dissing it, because when you hurt, you find all ways to mend that hurtness. You looking for ways to be out of it. So I'm not dissing no brothers, but what I'm telling brothers is, when you find out what you're doing ain't right, you got to go back and make that right to all the people that was following your auspices, so they won't go in and burn the house, because they might have shared that to someone. And then you know that it ain't right. You must do that. You must. Just like if it was me, just like if I told Simeon something and Simeon got in trouble and then it don't work, and I'm just gonna say, well, Simeon got in trouble, ain't nobody else said nothing. No, I gotta make that right. And I gotta make Noble right. At least gotta apologize to be like, man, I was sincere, but I was sincerely wrong, you know?
Right.
And we have to do that. And and there's so many brothers on TikTok. I'll be wanting to say names, but the Holy Spirit be like, don't say no names. Let other people bring them up. Because I can show y'all so many people that came to Arizona that done wrote in these books, that done said that they some president of Morocco and all that, and they was out here locked up in Arizona calling me with their hair all over their head. Talk about they been kidnapped. And I know all their original names,
Let
all
me
of
let
them.
me let me just say this. I used to say this one term, that status is an illusion, because I didn't really, I don't think any man, just like you said, is better than another man, And at birth, we technically at birth we are the same, but I think that you are elite and superior, especially in knowledge and even physically. You know what I mean? That's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I think that you're very, very high up there. And the fact is that you don't want to downplay anybody else, but you are better, and they need to give you your just due because of the knowledge that you're giving and what you're teaching. Not everybody can be on the same level. It can't be a whole bunch of chiefs and no Indians. It can't be a whole bunch of shamans and no people of the village. You
Right.
understand?
No
Everybody can't be
mechanics.
the president, right?
Right.
Everybody has a place, and your place, from what I see, is a spiritual teacher and a guide, and a plethora of subjects, and that's how I want to introduce you to my community, and like that. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yes, sir.
you're an elder, a good depiction of what a man is, and then you have that high science and high knowledge. I mean, you practice what you preach, which is very, very important. So yeah, so you can be humble all you want. You know what I'm saying? And I call that saving face. But around us, you don't need to be humble. Around me, you don't need to be humble. We see who you are, and we respect it. You know what I mean?
Man,
You are upper echelon. You at a higher level. Definitely.
man, no, but all I can say is gratitude, and to be honest, like even in my real profession, like I mentor so many like professional people, like with finances. I done help so many people set up their businesses, and they like, man, your people got to see what you're doing. Like one of my Jewish homeboys, he was like, man, if you was a European like us, you would already be rich, because we get it. And my people don't understand that when I be comparing us to other things that other groups that they allow me to be in their circle, but they just use me, they just pay me, then they push me to the side, they don't let me be a part of their circles. They use me for the knowledge. Just like if I'm a teacher, if your kid want to learn something and I'm a teacher, I'm going to teach them. If they come to I'm going to teach them. Why? Because that's my profession. And a lot of people use me and they like, man, what you teach is valid. I teach everybody how to set. Like I know guys that own businesses. Like you got your own book. I know guys that have clothing companies, and a company is not even set up the right way. I say, how are you buying all your stuff with my personal account? I said, well, your business don't have nobody know nothing. They're like, what you mean? I said, because you doing business as your personal self. You don't have an EIN. You're not registered on the Duns and Bradstreet. You don't understand about quick 30 accounts. So your company can't stand on its own feet. You don't have articles of organization. So you really don't have a business. You really hustling, you know? which is okay if you're making money. But don't you want to have a business that's operating separate from you? Don't you want to learn how to set up your don't you want to learn how to build your business credit, and you might not never sold an item because you got two different type of businesses. But to build and establish a business line of credit, you don't have to sell nothing. Y'all know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
You can set up your, as we close, and you can ask me any questions. You can build your business line of credit by just the basic things that you're doing every day. What? Buying toilet paper, buying ink cartridges, buying books from the BBT, giving donations. That's how you build. Because if you use your articles of organization, what you set your company up, that's how you pay for everything for your business. And if you registered on Duns and Bradstreet, quick 30 accounts is when you get something you pay it off in 30 days. So I show you how to get little accounts at Office Max, Staples, at Quill and Uline on the internet. So you buy toilet paper, you buy pens, you buy that every month, and you pay it off, and you build your business line of credit. You look up at 6 months in a year, your business line of credit is so high. And then I show you how to set part of your house up as part of your office. What? Your cell phone, your part of your utilities, all that. Because that's business, and a part of your house is your office if you do a ministry, which you are.
You a question?
Yes, sir.
Is the ministry a data furnisher yet?
Is it a what?
A data furnisher, like can we get like net 30, net 60, net 90 accounts with the
Like quick,
organization or something
you talk
like
about
that?
like quick 30 accounts, like what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you can you furnish data? Can you give credit yet? Like, or I think you need like maybe 50 people or something. I don't know, but the exact details. But that'll be dope if we could do like data furnishing, for the business credit.
Can you give me a little bit more specifics?
All right, so for Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, this is not for
Okay.
like Dun and Bradstreet. So I know that might be a
Okay.
little bit different. So in order to furnish data to them, you need to be considered a data furnisher and be able to provide certain information from the clients or whatever that you have. Well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what I was wondering is if you're able to do that, or are we able to do that, or can we do that with the burning bush for each other? Furnish data and be able to get it reported on the our credit reports or our business credit reports.
Smart answer. I mean, smart question. Well, if a person have no business credit, you can't get nothing redid because you have no
We
business
can't.
credit. Just like a
Yep.
person who may not have no personal line of credit. So
Right.
that's number one, is setting yourself up on paper first as a business. And then what type of business? I recommend a tax exempt, like some type of service. Now, you can have a for-profit business, you can have a non-profit business, you can have all those business under your umbrella if you want, but you want to keep them all separate and do it the right way. So I would tell a person, and like I said, if you have a company right now, say if you have a clothing line and you don't have your clothing line set up and you're doing everything under your personal line of credit, I would tell a person to pause. Like I had to tell my homie, I would say, come counsel with me, give me a small donation. You can walk with me, you can learn how to set your business up the right way. You can learn how to get quick 30 accounts. You can register yourself on Duns and Bradstreet. I show you how to do all this stuff yourself and write notes, and then you'll understand the power of doing business as separate than your personal self. And you will see, well, you'll be like, wait a minute. Yes, my personal credit can be this, but I want my business credit to be this because that's how I'm doing business. I don't do business as Curry Goodman. I
Mm-hmm.
do business at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School.
To be honest with you, I've done massive research on it, and at this moment in time, I have a business that is my name, my first, middle, and last name, and then
Mhm.
I have I have a trust that has an EIN number, and that's where I have my virtual address. I have a 1-800 number. I got
Mhm.
the website. I didn't do Dun and Bradstreet yet, um, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna operate commerce or was just gonna be a holdings company, but like the Vici lifestyle, that's a trust.
Hmm.
At the moment.
Register on the Duns and Bradstreet regardless, because anything you buy for your companies, it's gonna Duns and Bradstreet is gonna report it. So you want us to register. You want to register. I don't care if it's for profit or not for profit. Register your business on the Duns and Bradstreet, because anything you buy for your business, say if you buy papers or anything, you want to report that, and that's how you're gonna build your business line of credit by doing basic things. I promise you. I showed all my muftis how to do it. Those that took advantage of it, they like, damn, Sheik, this work. I said, it's not a scheme. With this just how things work. This is how you do business. If you got a business line of credit or EIN and it's registered on the Duns and Bradstreet, once you registered at these creditors and getting a quick 30 account, every time you pay it off, it's going to report to it. And then I can register you for Quill and Uline. I show you how to do that. You'll be buying toilet paper, ink cartridges, the stuff that you buying already out of your pocket. Anything else for business, you do that with your quick 30 accounts, and Duns and Bradstreet report that. I guarantee you're gonna be like, "Sheik, my business line of credit went through the roof." Even your cell phone, you might have a cell phone, but it ain't under your business name. You want everything that you do business with under your business account. You want it. Now you can have your name on it as a cosigner, but once it's on there, take yourself off and let your business stand on its own 2 feet. Sometimes you might have to co-sign for your business. This is another strategy. What I tell people: if my personal line of credit bit is okay, and I got a new business with no credit, then say if they say, well, my personal line of credit can springboard, I can co-sign for my car for my business name. I'm gonna do that. That means that's building my business line of credit and my personal line of credit. Why? Because I'm responsible for it, and I ain't finna mess that up. So what I've done, I done killed two birds in one stone. I done built my personal line of credit, and I done built my business line of credit. Once I build this relationship with them for a minute, I'm taking myself off of there, and my business is gonna stand on its own 2 feet. Now it's recognized.
Yeah, I heard they give 10 times, almost 10 times more money than they do for personal.
Man, I know a strategy out cold I'm only gonna talk about church stuff, like, because that's what works. I know how when we come at the church and we a whole body conglomerate and we can show on paper what our credit is and what we able to reproduce and pay. Because when you dealing with things, they just want to see, are you able to pay these things back? I'm just saying, if you want to borrow something, isn't four eyes better than two?
Definitely.
And see, and these are keys that these groups have took advantage on, and the only people that haven't took advantage of it is us and Moors. We still arguing, and like I say, I'm not with that Noble Simeon. Like I said, I'm with whatever y'all with. Use me, ask me any questions, build your community, because it's just like we a group. We a group, but that don't mean you can't be dope on your own with your community, because I can join your community too. But you part of this group, I want you to be dope in your city. I try to tell all my muftis, I said, how can you be a part of BBT and ain't dope as hell in your city? How you part of BBT for 5 years and I ain't came to your city and we ain't had no lecture in your city, and then regular people, all my church friends and Muslims, they had me speak at their mosques, and all my people been with me for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You're supposed to be dope in your city. Let's rent a little conference hall, and do something in your city.
Right.
That's all I tell people. I want people to be dope in their city. Like if I have Kirby vacuums and all y'all local distributors, oh, you don't think I want Simeon to be selling as many goddamn Kirby vacuums in this area? I want him to sell more than me. I want him to be the man. Be like, Sheik, I'm the man in my district. Come out here. We finna put on this conference. We finna sell 1 million goddamn Kirby vacuums. Why? Because I got a crowd.
Or get a million salesmen, you know, to sell it for you at the conference. You know what's so during this guy, his name is Alex Harmozy. He just sold and the most self develop no self the most business books in 72 hours. I think he made 100 million, and he just released a book, 100 million money models by Alex Harmozy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his books, what he says is, and his teaching is he talks about just give until they ask, for what service or products that you offer. And what I've seen from a lot of people is just like Amazon. You go on Amazon, you don't see any reviews on the product. You just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, if it's bad reviews, you're not going to end up getting. You're gonna be like, nah, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm gonna go with the one with the good reviews. That has people talking good. So even
Yes.
as a body, if we come together and just use our products and give good reviews, of course we're not going to lie. We're going to tell our brother what they're doing wrong or what they could improve and stuff like that. But we come together, we give each other testimonials and reviews on our products and services. You know what I'm saying? We stand alone as a review body, so people can come like, oh yeah, he's doing business with people. People tried his products and services, they're good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Sometimes that's all they need to push themselves over the line because, you know, a lot of people is follow the crowd. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? They follow what they already doing. So that'd be definitely be useful for us to help each other,
Yep.
by doing that.
Yep. Somebody asked Noble Simeon. He said, "I think what he's saying is, can you or BBT extend a line of credit to your members, and then you report the credit line to the credit bureaus?" Great question. Now watch this, Noble Simeon. This what? Hold on, my fault. I'm sorry. This will have to be done. That question that brother just asked, he said, I think what he's asking is, can the BBT extend a line of credit to your members, report the credit line to the credit bureau? Did you see that? Y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you dealing with people like that, you got to be dealing with honest people, because what people have learned on the internet with these fascist Moors is to say that they're gonna cancel corporate debt. So say if I extend it, so let's play devil's advocate, Simeon. Say if I did that with people, and then they didn't learn from these goofy Negroes on the internet, oh, you can just cancel corporate debt or fill this paper out. Why would I do that with a whole bunch of people that I know that's what they're gonna try to do?
Or try to use a CPN or something. No, you gotta go through proper. You gotta be a real member for that.
Thank
You're not
you.
just going. Yeah, you're not just going to be able to get a line of credit easy like that, so you can run off on the bank, and then the bank's going to end up talking to the credit bureaus, like credit agencies, like, oh, we got 15 people that ran off that furnished data from the same person.
Yes.
And we're gonna
Yes.
get you kicked off anyway. You're blacklisted.
Ding. You see?
Yeah, you
And
can't do
so
that.
let's play devil's advocate again. Say Noble Simeon, say Sheik. We gonna use a part. Hey, we gonna get us a Noble car lot, and we got good cars because I got a dealer's license, and we say, you know what? We gonna help single
Hold on, you
moms.
got a
We gonna
dealer's
help
license?
everybody. Yeah, we gonna help. I got all type of stuff, Noble Simeon. People don't
Yeah,
take
we gotta
advantage of
talk.
what I have, but it's cool. But say we get a car lot, right? And you dealing with these Moors, and we get everybody good loans with no interest. Why? Because that's what we can do. No interest or low interest, to where, say if the car, say we sell a person a car for $5,000, we say, okay, we might make 1,000 or whatever. We ain't trying to tax nobody. Say we go get this car, we sell it for an extra grand, whatever. So then we doing all that. We giving people good cars, and then they learn and say, oh, you know what? We gonna cancel corporate debt. So we don't put all these people in vehicles and with trusting them for this to happen. That's why I don't deal with that type of business. Every more is not ready for that type of business, because we have to be cleaned up first. Because when you're dealing with the real world, when you don't pay certain people back, then all their stuff is insured. You know what I mean? I'll be taking a big risk. You know what I mean? And that type of risk. That's why I say, if anybody want to do anything, I show you how to establish your own line of credit. I teach people that. You said that was Cook's question earlier. I was just clarifying it from him. Yeah, exactly. I know that was my noble question. Exactly. 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 But that's why I wouldn't do that, with a lot of brothers, especially Moors or in his community, because I know most brothers angle. I know most brothers angles, when they get into this, the first thing they want to try to do, they can watch the video and they're like, oh, I can cancel corporate debt. Y'all have heard of that, right? I'm sure people heard that, well, you can cancel corporate debt, but I ask people, what is corporate debt? And no more can answer that. I say, what corporate debt do you have? I ask every more. And then I ask, where do you get that from? Because I know where these Moors get it from, but they won't say, you know? They won't say. Exactly. They won't say. They say, yeah, where you cancel corporate debt. And I ask people, where do you get that from? Who told you that you have some corporate debt? Who told you that you could cancel corporate debt? And I bet you nobody won't say the name. And I bet you that man won't get on here with that crap because he know I destroy that crap. I don't care how old you are. I don't play no semantics with no grown person. I ain't playing no word salad. So people won't say where they get the crap from so we can hold them people accountable. Nobody will say nothing, Simeon. And I say, everybody say, oh, we cancel corporate debt. You don't have no corporate debt. Everything you go into, you a willing obligor. When you went to that mortgage, did you read the whole contract? Nope, that's on you. When you got that car, no. Did you read the whole contract? No. Cell phone, no. Most people sign, and then you don't reserve your rights. What, to defend yourself in court or to say I don't have no money, or just like that business, because you don't went in as a regular person, they don't went in as a business, but you didn't go in as a business. You went as a regular Joe Blow. You win it. You win any contract you go in as regular Joe Blow. See,
Right.
I'm just saying. So what corporate? So again, canceling corporate debt? They have no corporate debt. You have no corporate debt. What you have is personal debt. You have no corporate debt. Why? Because you're not a corporation. Yes, I am. Show me. All you gotta do is show me. You can't. You ain't no corporation on paper. Your name ain't no corporation. You're not a corporation. So it's all lies once again, and we don't have to lie. That's all I'm telling people. We don't have to lie about nothing. We can do things the right way.
Look at this.
And that's all I got, man. Do anybody got anything else they want to ask or share or ask anything as we close?
I think that Burning Bush Science Temple has so much potential, and that where we're going to take it, people need to start getting involved with it right now, because I think membership might get a little bit harder in the future, but the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge is always going to be there for everybody. You know what I mean? But inside the community building aspect, it's a pivotal time to get in, and anybody who wants to get in and get this knowledge. And I've been in for almost a month now, or a little over a month now, and I've learned so much. It's life changing information, and just to get around like-minded people is something that we all need to do, because it's few and far between that people that think like us. So
Yep.
uh, I'll end on that note.
And Simi, you got a daughter. I be telling all these
Alex,
mothers that got children,
this is
I
a
say, would
really
y'all teach y'all babies this? I be asking more. I said, would you teach your child this? Would you teach your son and let somebody come with that stuff and teach your babies and all that and send them out in the world? I don't think so.
you have.
You know?
Right. I'll teach them this though. I'll teach them this
Yeah.
side, especially when we on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
You would teach your daughter Simeon nothing that you know that she might be potential to get in trouble. You would be
No,
like,
never.
no, I don't think I need to share this with my daughter because I know there's some BS. You know what I mean?
Right.
You'll be like, no, I think my child will get in trouble. No, I ain't gonna have my daughter drive no. Would you want your daughter to drive a car without license right now, Simeon? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. And I'll be asking these goofy niggas this, excuse my candor. I said, so you want your child to get on the highway with no insurance in your car and drive? Man, you a lie, ain't no truth in you. And then try to use the same course to defend yourself if somebody crash into her? Man, stop this madness, brothers.
Mm-hmm. It's
It's
madness. It's
it,
crazy.
it's just a way to do things. And I'm all for all the stuff. It's like, yeah, we need this, and yeah, we need this. And I close with this. I'm down with reparations, just like everybody else is. But as I close, no Negro, Black, or color, or African American is ever, ever, ever in your life, in our mama's life, in our great grandmama's life, in our kids' life, in our kids' life, gonna see no reparations identifying as Negro, Black, and color, and African American, some that's civil to Americans. And the only people that got paid for slaves is the person that created them. Period. Period. And you can look that up. So with that being said, man, I give y'all gratitude for this cipher. I give y'all gratitude for y'all time. But research that 1985 proclamation signed by the mayor, and then all the different proclamations that tell us we Moors on paper. You can go to any city hall and ask with a good voice, what were we called before the Civil War? They have it in their docket. It's in the dockets as we shared. It's there. So we shouldn't be arguing about it. We Moors or this, or how do you spell more? Moor, Morh, Mur. All that stuff is semantics. It's semantics. We deal with the right people. All the rest of the stuff, we can let it go, man. So once again, man, I give y'all honor, man, just for listening to me. I give y'all grace. And I think I sent you that document of a Lodio title and a Lodio deed. I think I sent that to you, Noble Simeon, where you can research and look. If
Yeah, I
I
have.
think
I've
I
been
said
reading
that to
on it.
you.
I
Yeah,
got so much information. I got enough information for at least a year to
yeah, yep,
just to really dive deep into. I've been reading that, and
yep,
I got all of the recognition from all the mayors, not just that 1985 one.
yep. I when I said
It's
yep,
about 20 of them
yep,
actually.
yep. And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go over the document of a Lodio deed and Lodio title, and I'm gonna show you all the brothers. I'm gonna start giving names, all the brothers that lost their houses and lost their land because you can't get a a Lodio deed on a house. A Lodio, a lot of stuff is misconstrued because if you get a house built, that mean you didn't build it yourself, did you? Did you have some builders build it, or did you go through the bank and did you get a mortgage? Huh? You see? These is keys. When I tell people, did you get a mortgage? Most people got mortgages. And so you owe a mortgage. And if you don't pay your property taxes, you can lose your house. So if you don't have your land outright, and if you didn't build it and you know how to build it, if you have no builders, you don't own nothing. You don't even own the land that your house on. If you own the land that your house on, tell them to jack up the house off your land after you don't pay your property taxes. Tell them to take the house off your land and see would they do that. You're gonna lose your land and your house. You know this, right?
The only way they're not going to pay property taxes if they off the record. Like your lot has to be not on the property. I forgot what they call it, but it's a certain place that you go downtown to the courthouse, and they have a whole section where you pay your property taxes at. And if your lot, because they all have numbers, if your
Mhm.
lot is on there, you got to pay property taxes. You will have to basically somehow find a way to erase it off of there or something. Not get mailed there. I don't know exactly if you can do it. But you could
I
try
know
if you
what
want
you're
to.
saying. I'm gonna show you the paperwork. I'm gonna show you the people that tried in the state that tried to use that. But remember, when you're dealing with local and state law, some stuff is not federal. Like for instance, driving with or without license is not federal. People like I'm going to the federal courts. You lost. Just like I'm gonna take my child support case to the feds. You lost. That ain't no Fed case. Even that's a state and local. But regardless of what people think, I'm not here for that.
Right.
All I tell people when you doing this and when you dealing with land, when you're dealing with houses, when you're dealing with a house in a neighborhood, the local laws is going to pick that up because anything in a community, they have their bylaws and they have taxes. Now, when you like a homestead, I correct this too, Noble Simeon. Anybody that live off the grid in a homestead, they are paying taxes. They paying land taxes. They lying to you. I have land. They just lying. And then you got to get all the specs because your land might have water on it. It might have all these other environmental things that you want to have access to. But when you dealing with real stuff, all I'm gonna do is just tell the truth, and the truth will set you free. I own my land. We own land. We owe land tax. Now the land tax is pennies. It's like $100 a year, which is chump change. You see what I'm saying? But we do owe land taxes on that. Now, when you say you putting things in trust, you can put things in trust, and what happens? Anybody can lose some if that jurisdiction in that area already got bylaws, and you trying to buy the land, you gonna still have what? Land tax. I'm sorry. And if anybody sit up here and say they that, I'll go to any state, pull it up, and show you that they lying. Just like I don't have no time to be lying to no one. We own 10 acres in Kingsman, Arizona, and we do have land tax. Period. Just like when Dr. York had his land, he had land tax. People didn't know that. I can show y'all all the records of him paying his land taxes each year, and they tried to
Question.
take his land.
I got a question for you. So, the Catholic Church pays land taxes.
Yeah, every place in the United States, if a church have a that's like okay, so the Catholic Church say you're like it's a Catholic church by my mama house called Holy Rosary. Yeah, they pay land tax on that land.
But they
Yeah,
don't
they
pay
pay land
property
tax.
tax.
No, they pay land tax. They bought the land, so they pay land tax. So say if they had a builder, or say if they
I
own people
I
built.
thought every church can have one building that is tax exempt,
Yeah, it is tax exempt for the
but they
federal government,
but they
religious,
still got to
charitable,
pay
and
land.
scientifically and education. But land tax, no, you're gonna pay land tax, baby.
Regardless.
Regardless, how the local and state gonna get their bread? off the land that they sold to you. They gotta get something. It ain't no disrespect. Just like when we buy cars and all this.
That
Only
made
way
perfect sense.
a car is not land. A car is something tangible. A house is something tangible. Land is something tangible. That's why I said I'm just here to speak the truth. Now, is it a
Right.
way to offset things? Is it a way to protect your assets? Absolutely. Yes, it is a way to protect it. Yes, it is. Is it a way? Is it a way to write things off? Yes, it is. There's so many ways, and I would love to discuss that. But no one in a community that owns a house, you owe taxes, and if you don't pay your taxes, your house is gonna get foreclosed on, like churches. I done seen churches get foreclosed on, Noble Simeon. I done seen churches get foreclosed on because they didn't pay their property tax. I done seen churches own the land and have developers build the church and they didn't pay their loan for the building they get built and they padlocked the building. I done seen all that.
Wow.
Yeah. So money still have to be exchanged because we in America. So
Everything is
gratitude.
commerce.
See, Simeon, you taking all the words out of my mouth. Everything is commerce, and if brothers understand that we do commerce and we electric, we can do business with each other, and we don't have to worry about going to no contract when no one else having no upside down contract. The only problem is, Noble Simeon, is we in upside down contracts. We in upside down contracts. That's it. So I give y'all gratitude, man, and thank y'all for listening to me, man.
Definitely.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love, Brian. And thank you for opening up this cipher this evening. And thank you again, Noble Simeon, for the kind words, man. Once again, man. But y'all use me. Let's keep figuring it out, man. I'm just a part of this, just like y'all are. Everybody have gifts. I'm a student as well. So as I'm continue to guide, man, let's continue to get these fresh ideas, Simeon. Let's bring people together. Let's just continue to do what we're doing. If we can have another speaking come up in your city or your area or Noble, let's just keep working. Because Brian do music. And like you said, there's so many ways that we can bring people together. We can make clothes. I got print presses and everything. We can do so much dope stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I got print presses, man. I got hookups where I can get hats and all that. I got a lot of hookups, man. And so, like I said, man, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And it's an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Simeon. It's an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Brian. And it's an honor and privilege to be in all y'all presence that's on social media. Thank y'all, man. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Sunday school, man.
Definitely. Peace, dog.
Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all.
Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Ash'aya, Hotep, Islam, Amen, and peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace,
peace.
peace. I can't wait till you get your
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading funds the mental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your herbs and teas at herbsofmyaunt.com. My Aunt Sons, the tea of teas, divinely prepared. And for all of your musical stylings, be sure to check out music.com. And for those everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out MorrisHaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out MorrisSachi.com. And all of these companies were powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living